My seat post is stuck. Can someone please help? I received an email from the production manager of Janus Cycle Group, the company that is the umbrella corporation over Dean Cycles, Merlin, and a few other brands. They had a sponsored rider who had a stuck dropper post in their frame, had it to 2 other shops, and had not been successful in extracting it. They asked if maybe little old me could get it out. I said, what the heck? I've had a pretty good track record of being successful, so send it on over. Let me show you what we had to deal with. When the frame arrived, you can see the dropper post was sticking out about an inch above the seat collar. The previous shops had tried to grab it with a vise and twist it using penetrating oil, but couldn't get it to budge. First thing I did was start off with making a custom block to be able to grab below that bulbous collar and stick it in the vise. Here you can see the block applied to the seat post. Once in the vise, I twisted it, heated it, used penetrating oil. That thing would not budge. This is what I built. This is a seat post extractor. It's a relatively simple construction. It's made up of 2-inch by 1-inch 065 tubing. The design is such that it uses a long piece of all-thread that comes down through the device and attaches to a solid 1-inch by 2-inch steel bar, which then has connections that go down to another solid 1-inch by 2-inch steel bar with an 1.25-inch hole through the middle. The frame would rest on the bottom, where I've got a solid rod of stainless steel and a turned piece of aluminum that fit perfectly in the bottom bracket. The seat post would then extend up through this section, height adjustable depending on how large the frame needs to be. And then this entire carriage runs inside these rails to keep it straight and in place. I also wanted to make it so it's a little more dual function, so I added in these braces up top so that I can also pull with it too if I need to. So yeah, there we go. A little larger seat post extractor than what I had previously, and as you'll see, was quite effective. Once the puller was built, I got the frame all loaded up and then subsequently started to destroy the seat post. I started pulling from the upper portions. You can see here it moved a little bit, but it eventually just ripped the piston out. I moved below again and tried to grab it tight. Once again, only getting it to move about 1/4 of an inch. It was at that point I decided I need to make a through stop for the block to try to use the meat of the post to keep it from moving. And with that, I was more successful. I got it loaded back up, decided to add a little bit more heat to it, and then began pulling. So here I'm heating the frame all the way around, just below turning golden color, and then extracting that thing out, and you can see it move and fight against all the galvanic corrosion that was inside. Boy, it was tight. And there we go. Look at all that corrosion that was holding the thing together. Literally tore that seat post apart trying to get it out, but eventually we were successful. Please, use a little bit of anti-seize next time you put your post in. Luckily for me, Tallulah was there to give me some lickies and get all the sweat off. For pulling the seat post out of the frame, I used this little abrasive tool in a cordless drill. It's sized for the interior diameter of the seat tube, and I just ran it up and down its entire length to make sure that I removed any of the galvanic corrosion that was left behind. The seat tube then got a final swab with acetone before moving on to the next step. As there's not a commercially available shim for this size seat tube and intended seat post, we had to make one. So that was the original stock we started with. You can see the final turn product. One thing we wanted to do to try to prevent more galvanic corrosion was to go ahead and get it coated. So I did blast it and coat it with Cerakote to provide a little chemical barrier. Then we started with a little anti-seize inside the seat tube and on the shim. And here you can see sliding it in for a nice perfect fit that'll be covered by the seat tube collar. There we go. So stoked that we were successful. Not a service that I normally offer, but hey, I was happy to be able to help out a friend in the industry. Again, for Groovy Cycle Works, thanks for stopping by.